Hey everybody, it's Heather with Diamonds and Dragonflies, and lovely start, Heather. Thank you for watching today. This is, I can't remember if it's week 2 or week 3 of my mental health check-in. I think it's week 3, but it might not be. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's week 3. I wasn't quite sure whether I was gonna do this video. With how things went down today, but I figured, what the hell. So if you are new here, welcome. I do want to put a disclaimer for all the new folks here. This mental health series that I do of mental health and diamond art is my mental health journey. I did 5 videos that focused on my personal medical diagnosis and how I've been learning to cope, and how diamond painting has helped in my journey and my struggles. And then I just started turning it into once a week, just kind of doing a check-in as to where I am with my mental health, how I've been the past week. And that kind of thing. Part of it was because some comments were made that my whipping chats were all negative. So I'm trying to keep the sadness and the negative to this, and keep my whipping chats, try to keep them a little more upbeat. But if you are new, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. I hope that you will find my channel helpful and useful, and I hope you decide to subscribe and become part of my diamond painting community that I'm growing here on YouTube. I'm kind of numb right now, I guess. I think I've cried. I'm all cried out. I'm crying on the inside, but the tears are all dried up. We made the decision yesterday to put Athena down today if she made it through the night. We saw a major decline in her on Wednesday, and I made some changes and adjustments to her medication, and she seemed to kind of rally back on Thursday, and I thought that, okay, well, maybe. But then Thursday night, she stopped eating. She would only take a bite here or there. She wouldn't take some of her favorite foods. We had been cooking and preparing chicken livers for her since they were high in protein and iron to help with her anemia. And she had been devouring them. Well, she wasn't interested. She wouldn't take any of them. She wasn't taking or eating any of her wet food. She wouldn't eat any of her dry food. She wouldn't eat frozen bananas that she loves. She wouldn't eat oranges that she loves. She wouldn't take a strawberry. Nothing. Friday, she started having accidents Thursday night. She couldn't bark anymore because Athena would go to the door and she would bark when she needed to go outside. Well, she went to the door and she tried to bark, and all that came out was like this little squeak type sound. And she ended up having an accident in the house, which was fine. I didn't care. We cleaned it up. No big deal. But you could tell she was bothered by it. Athena was not, it wasn't, she wasn't the dog to have accidents in the house. And it was obvious that she felt kind of ashamed and embarrassed in herself because she had gone in the house. I reassured her over and over again, it's not a big deal. Hell, mommy's wet herself before. Yep, I'll admit it. I have issues with my kidneys, with my type 2 diabetes, and there has been times that I have difficulty making it to the bathroom in time, especially when my back is flaring up. So I'm like, it is a-okay, honey. You are fine. But she couldn't walk anymore without help. So I wasn't sure whether she was even going to make it through the night again. Her breathing had gotten very difficult. And doing something as simple as just sitting upright, she would be exhausted and breathing so heavy that it would take her a half an hour to be able to lay back down, to be able to have the kind of energy to lay herself back down. I woke up this morning. This is Saturday evening, by the way, that I'm filming this. I woke up this morning and she was half in, half out of the dog bed that she had been in the night before. I was still sleeping downstairs with her. She had been in the middle of the night since I'd started sleeping down there with her. She would start out in the one dog bed that was near my diamond painting table that I was using. But then I'd wake up and she would be on the dog bed right in front of the couch because she wanted to come over and sleep near me. Well, it looks like she tried to get up to come over to the other dog bed, but she didn't make it. So she was half in the dog bed that she had started out in and half on the floor. I went and woke up I went and woke up Kirk and told him I needed him to get up and start getting ready. I was calling the vet. If you're new, our vet is 45 to 55 minutes away from us. Hang on, I need a drink. Okay, sorry. So she, I took care of Atlas and Rhea, gave them their meds, realized I never gave them their medication yesterday in the morning or in the evening. Fed the two of them, let them out. I went out, I undid our front gate, and because we were going to take her out the side. I moved the dining room table away from the side door, cleared a path. I had gone up to the attic Friday night and found it's a band that goes underneath a dog's belly, and it has handles to help lift them. We had gotten it for Titan. Sorry, I did it again. Frickin' alarm went off, reminding me to take my meds. So hang on, guys. I gotta take my evening pain pill. Give me 1 second. Okay. But I had gone up and gotten the band that we had used for Titan, her brother, when he couldn't walk anymore, so that my husband could help him. And I made space in the car, in the back seat, for not only her, but for me to sit with her. We loaded her in the car. Kirk turned on the heat. It was pouring rain. And he went back to relock the gate and get his stuff from the house. She sat up all of a sudden, and she kept looking. I was sitting at her butt, and she kept turning her head to look at me. And we hadn't pulled away from the house yet. And I asked her, I said, do you want me to sit on the other side? Do you want to put your head in my lap? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And she just kept staring at me. So I got up. I walked around. I got out of the car. I walked around. I went to go sit down so I could put her head in my lap. And there wasn't enough space. And I didn't want to move her. I didn't want to be, pushing and shoving on her to make space for me to sit down. And I was like, honey, there's not space. So I came back around and got back in the car. And I put my arms around her, and I was holding her, and I was petting her, and she was breathing really hard. And she looked at me one more time. And then all of a sudden, the noise stopped. And she had her head resting on the back of the back seat. And her head started slumping down till she was completely laying flat again. And I said to Kirk, you need to pull over. I think she just died. And she had. It was a horrible and beautiful moment, all in the same. Athena was always a very independent dog. She didn't want to be picked up. She didn't want to boost for anything. She wanted to do things her way, in her time. And she was saying goodbye to me. She was telling me that she was going to go now. My heart is breaking. I posted on my channel, there's a post of a picture of her from when we got her. We used to call her our little pink attack sheep. She had this fluffy pink snow coat because we got her December 16th. It's when we picked up her and her brother. She weighed 4.5 pounds. Titan weighed 8. He was double his sister's weight. And she did not like being out in the rain. She did not like to walk on wet grass. That I would have to carry her, put on her little coat, and carry her out. Sorry, my drills got like all wonky here all of a sudden. I don't know why. And so help me God if I turn this off one more time. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, sorry about that, guys. But she would sound like a sheep when she barked. It would be like this, bah, bah. It was adorable. And she would stand her ground like she was a big badass. And here she was this little 4-pound munchkin at the time. She was literally a perfect dog. She never chewed up things she wasn't supposed to. Oh my God. She was potty trained quickly and easily. She didn't have accidents in the house. She obeyed commands when you told her to do stuff. She was a good girl. She was very stingy with giving you kisses. After we redid our downstairs bathroom, I bought these really thick plush black bath mats off of Amazon. And she decided that that was going to be her giant den. She was not much for the crate. She wasn't real big on being in the crate. So she would go and lay in the bathroom on my big fluffy mats. Well, when you would go to the bathroom, she would hold you hostage on the toilet. And she would get right in your face while you were sitting there. And she would start sniffing you with her little smushy face, because she's a bull mastiff, so she has the little smushed face. And she would start sniffing your face and snorting, and then she would give you this giant lick up your face. And it was so funny. You know, you didn't get a say in the matter. It's what she wanted to do, and so that's what she did. It won't be the same. Using that bathroom and there not being a pickle in it, which was our nickname for her. So we drove down to the vet. I held her and I rubbed her. I'm very glad that she isn't suffering anymore. I'm really glad that she went on her own terms, that she spared me from having to make that choice for her. I'm glad that she doesn't have to fight anymore. I am going to miss her terribly. The house is going to seem different without her in it. And yes, of course, we still have Atlas and Rhea. So it's not like that there's no other dogs or anything here, but they each have their own personality. And they each brought something different to our home and to our lives. He will be greatly missed. Kirk upset me last night. He doesn't handle things like this very well. His MO is to ignore it and to try to push it away and not deal with it. And he self-medicates with alcohol. So last night he got inebriated and kept saying to me that he should have insisted and that it was her fault that she was in this condition now, that he should have insisted on her being put down earlier in the week. What he didn't realize at the time is that by him saying that, it was an implication that I didn't have her best interests at heart and that I was being selfish. And I held on to her too long. I didn't say anything, but it really hurt. It really hurt and it really stung that he said that, implying that I didn't take good enough care of her, considering that I did everything I could to try and save her. I called Emily last night and said, you might want to say goodbye to Athena. And I told her that we were going to put her down today. And Emily was, rightfully so, very upset. She wanted to be able to get in her car and drive 4.5 hours and come back to be here. But she didn't have the money for gas. And I didn't have the money to give her. She asked me if I was going to tell William. And I said, if you want to tell your brother, you can, but I'm not calling him. I didn't want to call him and run the risk of him not saying the right thing and pissing me off even more than I already am. He texted me and asked me what time we were taking her today. I didn't answer right away. I waited about 2 hours before I responded because I couldn't think of anything nice to say. Teenage Heather wanted to shout and scream at him and say, what the fuck do you care? You didn't care enough to come see her while she was alive. Why the hell are you going to be there when she's dying? Just shut the fuck up. I didn't want him to be there with his fake ass tears and have him possibly say something stupid. I did finally, 2 hours later, responded, and I said, it all depends on what happens tonight. And he texted me back right away and said that he wanted me to call him in the morning and let him know that he wanted to be there to say goodbye. That he didn't want to fight with me. Was hoping that I would not scream at him. And that he needed to atone for his past mistakes. Which I'm assuming is that he didn't come to see her last weekend. I called Emily in the car when Athena died. And she contacted her brother and told him. And he said he was still coming so he could say goodbye to her. And William actually broke down. Full on tears. I can't have hope right now because I can't take another disappointment right now. My husband made the comment last night that he was so tired of having all this pain and suffering around him that he just wanted to go off and live in a cabin by himself where he didn't have to worry about this, where he would just be alone and he didn't have to deal with the death anymore. And I told him, I said, in order to have joy, there has to be pain. If you don't have any joy, then there's no pain. And I wouldn't trade one single second of the past 7.5 years of her life for anything in the world. I'm upset that I didn't get more time with her. Dogs are with us for such a short period of time to begin with. And 7 was just not long enough. I don't know whether there's life after death. I don't know if there's a heaven, if there's really a rainbow bridge, or if it's all just something that we tell ourselves so that we can live and not think that this is all there is. So that we continue to get up each morning. I don't know. I sure as hell hope there is. I sure as hell hope that I get to see her again. I sure as hell hope that in another plane of existence, the Titan was there waiting for his sister. And that she's also reunited with Haley and with Flash. And that she's picking fights and wrestling with her big brother. That they are wrecking the Rainbow Bridge with their shenanigans. I've never wanted to believe something so badly before as I do right now. Want to believe that. Will I get up tomorrow? Yes. Atlas and Rhea still need me. So yes, I will get up tomorrow. And I will get up the next day and the next day. And I'll keep getting up for as long as I can. I will mourn her. I will miss her. I've already made her picture my phone wallpaper and my computer wallpaper. We are having her privately cremated, like we've done with all of our dogs. She will not be back, though, for a while. She'll get picked up on Thursday. And of next week, and then she'll be returned the following Monday. Trying to see my calendar. So the 16th, I think it is. I don't know that we'll go down to bring her home that day. Atlas has to go to the vet that Saturday, the 23rd. So, I don't know. We might wait and just go and bring her home when we take her brother down. So we'll see. Or we might make the trip. I don't know. Just wait and see what happens. So I'm hanging in there, trying to focus on the joy that she brought my life. Trying to focus and hope that she's with her brother again. And trying to make sure that I give Atlas and Rhea the best life they can have. I'd like to thank everyone that donated to Athena's care. It means a great deal to me. And thank you all for your kind words and for you all wishing her the best and trying to rally for her when she was trying to fight. She's fought so many things and she's come out of them all, but this one was just too much. She couldn't fight this one. So I hope all of you are doing okay. Please let me know in the comments whether or not how your mental health is. If you're doing okay, please know that I am always here. And even though I don't know an awful lot of you, I do care about all of you, and I'm glad that you are a part of our community here. And I hope you stick around for a while. Thank you, everyone, for your love and kindness. I do want to give a special shout out to Tammy and Jackie and Sue and Laureen and Melanie and Sarah and so many others, Christy, Jen, and please forgive me if because I know I haven't named off all 330 of my subscribers. You guys just happen to be the ones that I hear from the most and I talk to the most. And I want to thank you so much for your kindness and your support and your friendship. And that goes to every single one of you. Michelle, Shell, Patricia, and so many, many others. Lenore, Alyssa, Debbie. So thank you all so much. I hope this week brings any of you suffering some peace. I hope that if any of you are struggling right now with your mental health, that you can find some peace and quiet, that you can face your demons. And trust me when I say, it is so much better to face your demons head on than to try to avoid them and run from them. Because you're never going to succeed in that. They're very true when they say you can run, but you can't hide. And just know that you're not alone when you're facing your demons. You have us. You have this community. You have the people in this channel. And just know that we're all here rooting for you. And we are all your champions. I know there are many times when I couldn't make it without you guys. And I tell you, the hardest part about all this is, you know, I've told you guys when I'm very depressed and upset and sad, I like to shop. And I'm not doing that this time around. And it's really making it hard. It's making it really, really hard. I am so hoping that I have a whole bunch of kits that I ordered back in December that have not arrived yet, or the very beginning of January. And you don't know how much I'm wishing they arrived this week, because I'm going to need the pick-me-up. I'm going to need it really bad. So thank you all for being here. I'm sorry for those of you that are new, if this is your first time finding your way here, that this wasn't a little more entertaining. But please come back. My whipping chats tend to be a little more funny. And I try to be upbeat and have a good time. And if you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and then you can hit the bell, and then it'll tell you whenever I put up new videos. I try to have the mental health checkups go up on Sunday. And then Fridays are my event check-in for the month of March. But everything else is kind of random. Hell, I don't even do my whipping chats on a regular weekly basis. Well, I do them weekly, but I don't think they're ever the same day 2 weeks in a row. I like to keep you guys guessing. But, you know, I'll be around. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to finish Cookie Monster. He was a gift from my good friend Lenore for Sammy. And I'm trying to get him done so I can give him to her for Easter. So, yeah. So, take care, everybody. Thank you all for your love and support. And I'll see you later this week. Bye.